Good morning, YouTube. This is a video response to Politichick's video on ageism in YouTube. And I had a couple of observations and comments that I'd like to make. The first revolves around the examples that were used, citing, excuse me, or using the reference of, the pervert or the internet sexual predator, and applying it to, older men. And that's the point I wanted to make here, or it struck me as I was watching the video that, that's something that's been around for a long time, and it's really not restricted to YouTube by any stretch. I have recollections of my mother telling me as a child about the dirty old men that we had to avoid. So, it's something that's far deeper than a YouTube mentality. That's just my observation. The second thing that ran through my mind as I was watching the video was that while the vast majority of people on YouTube are likely to be, I would think certainly under 30, more likely under 25, but that when you look at the more popular YouTubers, on the surface, it would appear, and I have no concept whatsoever what the real statistics would be, but it would appear that some of the more popular YouTubers are people, middle age, or who are certainly older than what would be perceived as the average age of YouTube. And the people that come to mind would be people like Pipistrello, Renetto, Zen Archer, Factor 56. There was somebody else I had in my mind. Oh, Greg Solomon. People like that who are undoubtedly beyond the median age or the average age of YouTube. So, while there may be commentary that would be supportive of a form of ageism, people's behaviors are certainly different because these people are held in fairly high esteem. Just an observation. My third point that I'd like to, well, actually, it's more my perspective. The perspective that I have is much like that of Pipistrello. It really, to me, it doesn't impact me. It's not something I find pervasive. When I look at the people that I subscribe to, they tend to be people of my own age. But I think that that's more a function of why I came to YouTube, or what I'm looking for in YouTube. And so I find that my people that I've subscribed to tend to be more of my own age bracket, tend to be more of like mind. But it's by no means exclusive. I also subscribe to some very talented and wonderfully insightful people who are significantly younger than me and people who are significantly older than me. So, in some respects, I think it is what you make it. Or you'll see, I guess you'll see certain behaviors based on what you choose to expose yourself to. My last point, and since we're discussing ageism, it would be only fair to bring up the notion that ageism is not restricted to the view of those older than the average age. I've seen far more often, I think, negative attitudes to people who are significantly younger than the average age. And the people I'm referring to are those that are in their early to mid, early teens, 12 to 17-ish, who, comment on videos, and they may be commenting, they may be presenting a perspective that is may be perceived as radical or inflammatory. They may be expressing themselves in a way that, isn't going to be perceived as polite or genteel, but they have views nonetheless, and to some degree they're valid. What is striking to me is often I see the retort to these kinds of comments as being very dismissive, and dismissive on the sole basis of, you're 14, what the hell do you know? As opposed to, I don't subscribe to your view, which is perfectly acceptable, and which you probably might do if you were responding to, say, Pipistrella. So, just wanted to inject that facet of the argument into the discussion, because I think I see that more often than I see references to, the dirty old man. Thanks. Have a nice day.